Lord, one today is Friday, May 9, 2025. This is your update for Monday, the 12th. All right, let's go. With no setups going into Monday, the good news is I'm seeing more and more stocks, mostly speculative type of issues, bottoming out and beginning to look okay. We might be able to pick up some setups here and there. There's a lot of overhead resistance to deal with, but as usual, one day at a time, and let the database tell you what to do. Okay, data portfolio. No need to adjust the stops because they weren't new equity highs, although TFPM, I think, is getting close. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. I don't recommend you go after these penny stocks and these stocks that are super aggressive at low levels, and penny stocks too, again. They do have a lot of overhead supply, but I just want to show you these two as just kind of examples of the bottoming action I'm beginning to see out there. Gold stocks still looking okay longer term, and there are some utility-related type of stocks that are out there. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, but the HV is kind of low on these, and I'm just having a hard time getting excited about them. All right, let's take a look at the portfolio real quick, and then we'll hop out to the overall market and do some sector drill downs. CCL kind of Flatsville, I guess down a smidge, better than the poke in the eye. Obviously on your stops just in case. So far, it's just kind of a retracing in here, this big slide. I wouldn't get too excited about it just yet. TFPM, like I said, a decent day there too. We're not too far from brand new closing highs, and that's always, obviously, a good thing, especially when you're long, right? Let's take a look at the overall market. S&P 500, after all was said and done, a lot more was said than done. Just down a smidge on the day, inside day. Nothing really to glean there, just a choppy day. My big concern, as I've been saying, is it just seems like we're met with a little bit of weakness, at least intraday when the market tries to rally. Let's not read too much into today, though. Anyway, 200-day moving average, still resistance, which is the pivot point, which is below the overhead supply. So nothing changes there for now. Nasdaq Composite opening lap reversal, still below the 200. And everything I just said for the piece pretty much applies to the Nasdaq. Lots of overhead supply, a little bit of resistance at this prior little pivot point, kind of like a witch hat type of pattern. And then again, the 200-day moving average, which is right around the same level. Rusty 2000, kind of Flatsville. So far, just pulling back. It is above the 50 simple. And the bow ties are coming together, so we could see bow tie proper order fairly soon. There, I wouldn't get too excited just yet. So far, it just appears to be pulling back. It could actually come up to this prior little peak in here, and that would be kind of a witch hat type of pattern too. And it would still be in trouble, so no need to get excited about it just yet. Marijuana and some of these areas, especially biotech on individual issue basis. Overall, biotech not looking so high, but on individual issue basis, some of the biotechs are beginning to bottom out. But here's pot bottoming out, as you can see. I wouldn't rush out and buy it just yet, but it is beginning to bottom out, so maybe something will come from that. Biotech, as I just mentioned, turned back down. Still looks pretty ugly. Still looks like it's going to continue its slide out of this last pullback and challenge the old lows. Gold, a commodity, up a little, better than a poke in the eye. Gold stocks had a pretty good day, though, trying to rally out of that pullback. If they take out this point here, this is a trend pivot pullback. If they take out that point here, as I would say, it could be off to the races to brand new highs. Some other areas beginning to wake up, like physical uranium, so that's kind of interesting. Uranium stocks in general beginning to wake up. You can see that bumping up against a little resistance at the 200-day moving average, but improving nonetheless. Here's another ETF. You can see it's bow tied to the upside. So that's one of the problems we'll have with some of these areas that are bottoming out. Again, as I've been saying, is the overhead supply, but let's take it one setup at a time. Some areas like health services, not looking so hot. You can see continue to slide in here. Looks like at the least I want to come down and challenge the old low. So still pretty mixed in there. Overall, yes, it's been improving in the overall market, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens when we begin to bump up against some of that serious resistance. I think that's it for tonight. Sit tight. I think it's cooking. I think we should see some fairly decent setups fairly soon. And again, you know the routine, one day at a time. If you have any questions, I will be in here this weekend. I'm doing a webinar for Meta Stock, and I'll be checking in on Facebook. So feel free to hit me up if you need anything. If not, have a great weekend, and we'll talk again on Monday. Thank you so much.